Do you ever have to tell people? Have you ever had to tell someone in your life, and somewhere or another, you say, "Hey, you're being negative, and I need you to stop that," or I can't really. I mean, have you ever had to weed out a relationship? Maybe somebody watching this has a relationship that's negative, and have you ever had to deal with that?
I've had to deal with it, but how I dealt with it, I didn't really confront it on the day that it happened. Because usually when a person is negative on some level, there's something that's pushing that. And so I waited for a couple of days later and said, everything was fine. I said, remember the other day when we were together? I said, I know you were telling the truth, but you had bought into that reality of nothing good was going to ever happen to you. I said, you were telling your very internal soul that you had lost it. I said, let somebody else tell your soul. Don't you tell your soul that. Yeah. And he laughed. And then that helped him at that moment to understand, talk to yourself, but why not say good things to yourself?
Now, this next principle is resolve in advance that you will persist until you succeed, that you will never give up. Now again, that you will persist until you succeed. Not if you succeed, but until you succeed. Talk to me about how you've done that throughout your career.
Well, I'll go back to Glen Allen. I go back to the cotton fields because that's where I first determined that I wanted to be successful. And at some point going from there to St. Louis, from the dish room to the bank, then to the military. And in the military, as a young man, that's when you have the opportunity to do everything that your parents told you not to do. And you got about 25 or 30 guys. Let's do it. Okay, but I've already gravitated toward this idea that I want to be successful. So which means wherever I am, I'm not going to be in the military but for 4 years. So a person, if you're going to be there 4 years, Clifton, just have a great time. No. If I'm going to be there for 4 years, my philosophy is, first and foremost, always focus on winning where you are.
Win where you are.
Win where you are.
That leads us into our next principle. We're about, take action on your plan. Do something every day to move towards your goal. Now, here's the thing. I've discovered this in our culture, any culture really, but on the planet Earth, it seems like there's black and white. Either you're getting closer to your goal or you're getting further away from your goal. But most of us would like to say, well, I don't know, I'm not really all in yet. I'm kind of beige. I'm sort of gray area. I'm sort of non-committal. I'm not, moving towards my goal. I'm not moving away from my goal. I'm just maintaining. Take action on your plan. I see you do it all the time. But how do you do this? How do you take action on your plan and move towards your plan every day?
Well, first of all, I make sure that the plan I have is a plan I want.
Okay.
That's the first thing. Secondly, I look at what will it take from me and of me and from others in order to actualize that plan. And once I began to get these types of things in place, then I began to ask other questions. Okay, how many days a week will I have to devote to this? How much time will I have to put in to do this? And so once I get that set up, I know, so you got Monday through Friday, you got Monday through Sunday. And I have certain things that happen Monday through Friday. And of course I have a wife and a family, so I have to really reduce Saturday and Sunday to other types of things. But I really try to write, again, that word write, I really try to write things down, and sometimes I put like little notes, okay, a timer, do this by Thursday. Make sure this is done by Thursday.
I struggle with the idea that if you take a glass of water and it's full and you put a rock in it or you try to add more water to it, it's going to overflow. And I really struggle with the idea that you have to take something out of your life to put something in. So what I do, and I always have to hold myself accountable to it, is I'll have a young man that'll ask me to mentor him and I'll say, absolutely. Did it today, in fact. So I'm spending time with somebody on the phone trying to help them, but I have other things I have to do.
Right.
And so I think we all have to set those, because I realize that helping this person today, although it helped them personally, the best way I could help them and other people would be to do something else. And so how do you, as an entrepreneur, how do you go about starting to learn this concept of moving towards or further away from your goal? Is there any sort of Is it just the daily diligence of writing down your plan? Is that what you do? Just the daily planning?
I think everybody's personality will sort of guide them. But what guides that personality forward, I mean, the stuff that you're made of.
Yeah.
Because whether we like it or not, there's a DNA component that brings stuff from grandparents you've never met. And from aunts and uncles you will never see. That's all part of you. So you have to really have some sense of what's in you and bring all of that to bear. So my commitment to getting things done might look different than yours.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm coming from a place that I'm not going to stop. I'm going to be persistent. But how I go about being persistent might be shaped by the world that shaped me.